It's very good. There's no speckles or anything like that in it. It's very similar to the almond and oat. So here it goes. Oh, that's a good one. That is a good one. Again, not much of a flavour, which is good. It's very subtle and it's creamy. It's got a great smoothness to it, beautiful consistency. This would be an absolute perfect one for cooking. Things like my lasagna, if you're making the bechamel creamy sauce, that would be epic for it. But which non-dairy milk out of these four is my favourite? A drum roll, please. It's definitely the toasted almond and oats. Woo! Can we have a 3 cheers for the toasted almond and oats? Okay, to summarise, the almond and oat is my favourite. The subtle toastedness works amazingly well, and I have to be honest, it was inspired by Rude Health's one. So, great idea, Rude Health. I could happily drink this as just an everyday drink, but this would be perfect in anything that you would usually use milk for. There we go. There is my guide on making non-dairy milks. I learned a lot myself.
Welcome to Famous Foodies. On the menu this week, as a starter, we check out Jamie Oliver's gourmet life. Then we order up a list of celebrities who own restaurants and sample the national cuisine of Morocco. But first, let's savour an exclusive interview with oyster expert Rivko Meyer. Oysters are a truly luxurious food, a sophisticated delicacy and a favourite of many A-list stars. However, anybody who's ever had one knows they have a certain chicness and class to them, sure, but when you try to eat one, it's almost impossible to do so in an elegant manner. That's where Rivko Meyer comes to the rescue. This man has oyster girls and oyster guys shucking shells at some of the top events in the world.
I'm Rivko. We're here in New York City. It's where everything started for me. 10 years ago I arrived in New York City and started Oysters XO. And we're now in 11 cities across the United States.
Rivko is an oyster expert and truly passionate about pairing them with the best wines in the world.
Oysters are a delicacy. Oysters are some of the most beautiful sea fruits in the world, and it's an acquired flavor. And so slowly we're teaching people how to taste, how to eat, how to pair with wines, whiskeys, vodkas, tequilas. So it's a small group of people that love to have the oysters right now, but we're growing it because we're teaching people how to shuck oysters. We're teaching them how to taste, how to pair oysters.
Yes, as is often the case, the success story of Rivko's Oyster XO was not originally planned at all and happened almost completely by accident. In fact, Rivko arrived in New York City back in the day to open an art gallery. As it turned out, however, fate had different plans for the Dutch entrepreneur.
It happened to be the economical crisis that happened, so that didn't go as well. At some point, a friend of mine asked me, Rivko, can you do some oysters for me and at my party? I asked her, what are you talking about? I don't have anything with oysters. To surprise her, I created something, what we now know as Oysters XO. I performed the service myself, shucked some oysters, and it was an instant hit. People loved it, and that's how it all started.
Rivko still fondly recalls the pivotal moment where everything started to be set in motion.
I came back from the White House Correspondents' dinner in Washington, D.C. I called my friend, dude, this was amazing. Tonight I saw this guy, this lady, amazing celebrities all over. And he says to me, Rivko, can I call you back? Because I'm here with Leonardo DiCaprio and we're discussing the premiere of The Great Gatsby. And I say to him, dude, Great Gatsby, it's oysters, it's champagne, it's Oysters XO. He calls me back in a minute, says, you're in. We are in the Great Gatsby premiere here in New York at the Plaza. I'm explaining the family there of the Italian restaurant, how lucky I am, how amazing. I get another phone call. Hello, I'm the chef of the MetLife Stadium. Would you like to be in the Super Bowl? Can you have 20 oyster girls ready for the Super Bowl? That was the moment that everything went the right way and we got into the Super Bowl, we got into the Great Gatsby premiere. I was in heaven, oyster heaven.
Coming up, everything about the Moroccan kitchen. But first, we check out some celebs who went into the restaurant business. It seems like being a celebrity these days is not enough for most stars, and a lot of famous folks have turned themselves into full-on brands, from clothing lines to delicious whiskey